Hello. Okay. Borderlands, directed by Eli Roth. It's the adaptation of the video game series of the same name, and I've never played the games. I'm very aware of them, but I've never played them. But I am aware of their very distinctive style and sort of what the games entail, but I've never actually sat down and played any of them. And I'll be very honest with you, I was a little bit surprised we were getting an adaptation of these video games, only because I'm aware they were popular, but I didn't realise they were that popular to warrant a movie adaptation. Like, for me personally, there's so many other games that they could be adapted into movies, like Zelda, Metal Gear Solid, Mass Effect, and I know a couple of those are in development, but for me it was a little bit surprised when they announced they were adapting the Borderlands game into a movie. But yeah, here we go, we've got it, and it's directed by Eli Roth, which, I'll be honest, I was a little bit surprised when they announced that Eli Roth was directing it as well. You know, for me personally, I just wouldn't have associated Eli Roth with this sort of material, this type of movie, and I felt the same about the cast as well. You got Cate Blanchett, you got Jamie Lee Curtis, and for me that casting was a little bit like, really? Like, okay, there's definitely something here within the material, within the script, within the writing that's attracted actors such as Cate Blanchett and Jamie Lee Curtis to this movie, so that somewhat did pique my interest with the film. And I just want to clarify, I'm not saying that Eli Roth is not capable, or, you know, he can't craft a movie that doesn't fall within the horror genre, and, you know, that he can't adapt a video game series like Borderlands into a movie. I'm not saying that. I just thought there was a lot of choices when it came to sort of how this movie was going to be brought to life that kind of really stood out and felt random to me, you know, especially with the casting. And so, yeah, Borderlands, one word, uninspired. That pretty much sums up my overall experience with this film. The film, it's very uninspired, and that is in all aspects, even the performances. Like, I would really like to know what it was that attracted Cate Blanchett to this role, to this story, to this film. I really don't know, because she's trying her best with the material she's got, and the material she has got is really, really bad. Like, the writing, the script, it's just really, really bad. It lacks any kind of weight or depth. Like, I'm not saying this needs to be the deepest thing ever. At the end of the day, if you look at what, you know, the video games are and what it's based on, it just needs to be fun. And it did sort of sell itself as a little bit of a Guardians of the Galaxy rip-off, you could say, when it came to the trailers. And so I was kind of hoping for something like that. But when you got Guardians of the Galaxy, which has characters you care for and you want to get behind, and there is somewhat of an emotional element there as well that allows you to get wrapped up in these journeys, this particular movie, Borderlands, is devoid of anything that actually made the Guardians of the Galaxy movies work. And like I said, going back to Cate Blanchett, she is trying her best in this movie, and you got to give her credit for it, because when it comes to the writing, it's terrible. Same for Jamie Lee Curtis. I feel like for most of the movie, she's sort of there and almost like thinking, or she appears to look like she doesn't quite know what she's doing in this movie. And again, I would really like to know what it was that attracted Jamie Lee Curtis to this role, and it's because I just don't understand. The entire story and how this film is sort of put together just felt like it was a load of pieces just thrown at the wall, and whatever stuck, that is what they used. And the story itself, it's a very basic, generic story that we've seen before, say 10, 20 years ago. It has that kind of early 2000s vibe about it. It's for a film that is based off a video game series that clearly has a lot of imagination, it just kind of really lacked originality and anything with its story to sort of really get me immersed and care about what's actually going on. And a lot of it's just down to the writing and how the narrative sort of comes together, how the narrative plays out. Borderlands is just a very dull soulless, weightless experience with no character, which is quite funny because the characters that we have are clearly based off very vibrant, colourful characters from within the video game, which all have their different personalities, and that's kind of there from a visual perspective and how they're dressed and how the actors and actresses handle themselves, but that's about it. It's very two-dimensional, and it's all down to the writing and how the story and how these characters were written. Even the action scenes within this movie, the action set pieces failed to get me excited. Like, I found this movie a slog to sit through. A lot of it is because there was really nothing different within it. It was lacking the character that I wanted. You know, there was no characters that I could really care about or a story that I really wanted to follow. Like I said, it was just a little bit of a very kind of almost an aimless movie, really, an aimless story where it was like, oh, we've seen it a million times before, but it wasn't really doing anything different. There are a couple of positives. I mean, the CGI was actually okay in a lot of places, and I didn't mind the character Claptrap, this droid that's voiced by Jack Black. And there were a couple of moments when it came to the humour with Claptrap that did actually make me smile a little bit. But overall, even when it comes to the humour, it just really missed when it came to the humour for me. And tonally as well, I felt the film was a little bit confused. I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure the games are a 15, are rated 15 over here in the UK. I believe they're quite violent. And this film, sort of, it felt like it was a little bit confused with what it was trying to do with its tone. It's a 12A, but it's like it felt like it wanted to be a 15 at times. And so, tonally as well, the movie was a little bit confused, you could say. Like, even Kevin Hart looked bored. Like, he looked like as if, like, what the fuck am I doing here? That's how he came across with his performance. So yeah, this was a very hard experience to sit through because it failed to immerse me straight from the beginning. This was not what the trailers were trying to sell it as a sort of like almost like a Guardians of the Galaxy kind of movie where, you know, you've got these characters, these quirky different characters on this journey with a big beating heart at the middle of its story. There is an attempt at injecting a big beating heart into the middle of this story, but it fails miserably. Like, there was just nothing in this movie to really kind of catch my interest, even though I was intrigued by the cast that we've got and the talent that we have involved with the movie. So yeah, apart from the odd couple of moments that did make me smile when it came to the humour and the CGI in places, which I thought was okay, overall this was a very dull, weightless, soulless experience. It was just very uninspired. There was nothing in it very different. It wasn't fun. I can't say I was entertained at all. I was looking forward to this movie ending, and it pains me to say that about any movie experience because there is so much talent and love that goes into these movies behind the scenes. But for me, this film just really didn't work on every level. So yeah, enough rambling from me. They are my thoughts on Borderlands, and I will be giving Borderlands a 1 out of 10. So yeah, they are my thoughts on Borderlands, but what did you guys think? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Have you played the games? Do you disagree with me? Or do you agree with me? Then let me know in the comments below and let's get a discussion going. And if you've made it this far into the video, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And if you want to watch future movie reviews from just some random Welsh geek rambling on, then please hit the subscribe button. It will mean an awful lot to me. My next movie review will be for Alien Romulus, which I'm going to watch tomorrow. I am so freaking excited for Alien Romulus. I'm a massive fan of the Alien franchise, and I am so hyped for this movie. I'm just loving everything Fede Alvarez has said and how he wanted to create or how he wanted to craft his Alien film. And I've loved the trailers. I have done a trailer reaction video. But yeah, really looking forward to Alien Romulus, and that will be my next movie review for the channel. Thank you to all those that have subscribed to my channel recently. I'm hoping to hit 500 by the end of the year. I don't think I'm going to hit it, but yeah, a big thank you to all those that have connected to my channel over the last couple of years. It means an awful lot. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll be catching you guys soon.